Yo! Welcome back to a brand new Craftopia guide. In today's guide, we are going to be talking about the repair hammer. Now, as always, if you enjoy this video, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below of any help that you may need in the game. But let's do this. Now, the repair hammer is an item that is available to us in our blacksmith. If we head into our blacksmith and scroll down to mining and collecting, you will see here we have a repair hammer. Now, it's very cheap to make. It only requires 4 steel ingots, 1 log and 3 cogwheels, all very easy to obtain. Logs you get, of course, from hitting trees or bushes. Iron ore you would then get from iron nodes or iron bedrocks. You would then smelt that into iron ingots and use those ingots to create 3 cogwheels. You would then use more of those iron ingots to smelt into steel ingots. Now, the reason you do want a repair hammer is not just to repair builds, which is of course its main feature. So we will go through that first, but it also has another use which is extremely useful. So everything in the game has a health bar, so whether it's a floor or a build. If we look at the floor here, where we go to retrieve it down in the bottom right, you will see it has life 500 out of 500. And if I was to do damage to that floor, that life will come down. So now 490, 480, 470 and so on. And that's the same with chests. If I look at this chest here, it has 8,000 health, which is way more, but again it will take damage if I inflict damage to it, which can be easily done in certain builds such as XP farms or farming. So the repair hammer is an option, and with this we can come over, we can hit the floor and we can heal it 10 at a time, and we can do the same with the chest as well, allowing us to keep all of our builds at maximum health. The great thing is it is also a main-handed weapon, meaning you can use a retrieving rod as well. So if you were building, you could have both of these equipped and you would be set. But outside of repairs, it does actually have other uses, and one of those is farming. So for example, I'm going to place down 4 wheat fields here, but this could be wheat fields, this could be farming plots, whatever it may be. So I'm going to start growing this wheat. Now, as you can see, down in the bottom right, we still have a health bar. And every time our crops are grown and we go over and punch them to harvest, we take off 10 of that health. So our wheat here is fully grown, and I'm going to come over and I'm going to harvest this wheat. As you can see, there's the 10 damage indicator, and this plot now has 490 out of 500 health. Now, this isn't a huge deal because it is going to take a lot of hits to eventually destroy this block. And if we want to, we could use a repair hammer on it to repair the health. However, if we actually use our repair hammer to harvest, it will take the hit but do no damage. So this one's 490 and we did it with our fists. This one's 500 as you can see in the bottom right. And when I harvest, it's still 500. It won't do any damage, meaning this is actually the perfect harvesting tool and my plots will never take damage. And the repair hammer itself can be repaired. You just have to use it on a repair station or repair it from your inventory. However, if you kept the repair hammer just next to your plots, if you are manual farming of course, then you could just pull it out at any moment, harvest what you need to, and you never have to worry about the health on your plots. And it also heals very fast, so anything you are trying to heal, you can actually hit a lot. So if you do have a lot of wheat plots, then you could just go around very fast with the repair hammer and it will harvest them all without taking any damage. Now, of course, if you are automating your farming and you are using saw bots or reapers, then of course you may not have a lot of uses when it comes to the repair hammer for harvesting. But the repair hammer still is very useful for your build. You'd be very surprised the amount of stuff that just takes accidental damage. Well, with a repair hammer, you won't have to worry about any of your builds, especially in places like an XP farm or a feces farm. Sometimes a lot of damage can happen, so at least you would be able to use that repair hammer to keep those builds alive. Now, I didn't really use a repair hammer too much until I started playing with other people, and I realized that a world that we were all in, things take gradual damage and you'd be surprised when a wall would suddenly disappear. So you can just make it a point of all having a repair hammer, just taking up 1 slot in your inventory or even 1 slot in your cloud storage. At least then you could just pull it out, repair what you need to, and everything would be all good. But to be honest, one of the most useful uses is the farming. harvesting and not worrying about your crops is extremely useful, especially if you do things like peaches where you're going to do a whole lot of it, or maybe you're just starting out where you need so much wheat it's crazy. But this would at least save you some wheat plots in the long run, or save you any confusions with your builds. Sometimes you build things in certain ways that if something was to be destroyed from inside that build, you would have to rebuild the entire thing, just because of certain boundaries don't take place until other items are in place. So it's more of a peace of mind item, but like the retrieving rod, it's extremely useful, especially if you're into your building or you run a lot of farms that involve animals. I personally found I was repairing builds a lot when I built my base on Blossom Island. This was purely because there's a lot of flying things that just kept coming at me, and I would have to fight when I'm in my base. Well, the last thing I want to do is any floors to be destroyed under chests or anything, because that's going to mean I'm going to have to move that whole process, and nobody wants that. So I had a repair hammer that was in a chest next to a repair station. Anytime I needed it, I just whip it out, go around the base for a couple of minutes, I'm all good. So it is definitely a recommended item. Now I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below of any help that you may need in the game. Remember to join our Discord, the link's down in the description below. We're closing in on 500 members and it would be awesome to have you as a part of that. Remember to get those easy resources, get yourself a repair hammer, and never have to worry about the damage on those plots or any other building again. But most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!